Hello class, welcome to our tour of our Sakai page for English 241. To get onto our Sakai page, which you must already know since you were there, you click on the ePass button here on the PLU main page, go down to the Sakai button, and if you need to log in, you'll have to enter your PLU username and your password there, and then you need to find our course site. It will probably pop up on the menu on top of your screen, but since I have a lot of Sakai sites from my years of teaching, I've put it in there, and you can search. And here's our homepage for the course. So the homepage has information here that you will need. This tells you about the general introduction to the course and getting started. There's information down here about how to get to my calendar where you can sign up for Google Chat appointments, and I'll show you that right now. It's one of the easiest ways to communicate with me if you want to have a meeting with me. And if you click on that link, you can see that you're on my calendar, and if you move up, you will see these appointments blocked off as chat. Those are the times that I'm available. They're 10-minute slots. If you click on one of those, you can sign up for it, and it will pop up on my calendar, and I will know that you would like to have a conversation via Google Chat with me at that time. Over on the left-hand side of the home page, this is where all the tools are in Sakai that we will be using, that you will be using for our course. So here's the home page. We're already there. Here's a page for announcements. You can see that announcements are over here on the right-hand side of the screen. By the time that you come on the Sakai page, I will have given you a welcome announcement, so there will be an announcement waiting for you there. And then there's message center notifications down here on the home page. When there's activity in the forums that you need to know about, that will show up here. Our syllabus is here. This is very important. The syllabus for the course is here in a PDF format, and it has a lot of information in it that you need to read through and be aware of. I will go over some of the elements in the syllabus in a few minutes, but that's where it is on our home menu. And here, these are the lesson buttons. These are where all the lessons for the course are located. So the Getting Started lesson is here. That's what you'll be doing first. Then the Week 1 lesson is here. And I'm going to shift to student role so it will appear the way that you all will see it. There's Week 1. At the beginning of each lesson, there will be an introduction to that unit and to the course, the theme, the material for that unit. There'll be a list of learning objectives for the unit, and then you can see at the bottom of the page are the separate lessons. So for week 1, lesson 1.1 is for Monday and Tuesday of our first week. Lesson 1.2 is for Wednesday, 1.3 for Thursday, and lesson 1.4 for Friday and through Sunday of the week. If you click then on the lesson, you'll have, again, introductory information for that lesson, a learning objective for the particular lesson, and then a set of instructions. And these are the tasks that you'll need to go through as you are working your way and doing the work for that lesson that day. So here you can see there are reading and discussion questions. This is on John Locke and his theory of second treatise of civil government. Then the reading itself is here. So when you click on these links, they're going to take you to a PDF. So here is the reading for John Locke that you'll be doing for Monday, for later today, if you're doing the Getting Started lesson on time. Then oftentimes there will be a mini lecture. So there's a YouTube link, and you click on this and you'll be able to watch a lecture from me on the material for that course. The lectures vary in length. Some of them are 6 or 8 minutes long. Others are more like 18 minutes long. So some educational theorists have said that students have a hard time paying attention to a video for more than 6 minutes. If that's true, then take a break, go get yourself a cup of tea and come back. But there will be important information in these mini lectures. Then other assignments. So here is, excuse me, for this first lesson, writing and submitting entry number 1 in your reading journal. When you click on the link here, it's going to take you to that assignment. There will be instructions for the assignment for you here. And then here is where you will be able to cut and paste in your assignment. your reading journal that you'll be doing in a Google document. One word of caution about working in Sakai: the editor in Sakai does not autosave, so if you try to compose something in Sakai directly and something goes wrong, you can lose your work. So write it outside of Sakai, and Google Docs is a good place to do it. That's what I'm suggesting. And then cut and paste it in here, and then when you're done, you click on this button down here to submit. And when you're on this tool, you can see a little button up here, Return to Lesson. That'll take you back to the lesson that we were in, Classic Liberal Individualism, Lesson 1.1. And then there's a discussion to participate in. I've got discussion groups for you here. I've divided the class into discussion groups so that you'll be able to read each other's posts on the discussion forum more easily and in more depth. So you can find yourself on the list here, whether you're in group A, B, C, or D. Here is some guidelines on netiquette, which is being polite and respectful to others when you're online. I want you to read through that carefully. And then here on the discussion, in the point 4 here, participating in the discussion, there's also a link to the discussion forum down here. So you click on that, and that will take you to the discussion forum for discussion 1.1.2 on John Locke. And your discussion group, if you're in discussion group A, you would click there. And to post your posting, you're going to reply. And then you can put a title in here: Bob's or Joe's or Ted's or Susan's posting on John Locke. And then you're going to, again, cut and paste or type your posting in here. And when you're done, you're going to hit post. And after you've posted, you'll be able to see what your classmates have posted. And then you will come in and reply to several of their postings so that there's a good kind of online conversation that's happening. Now this lesson 1.1 is actually for 2 days, so those are the assignments for day 1, Monday. And if you go to the bottom of the every lessons page, I've given you assignment due date, so it will tell you what is due and when. So journal entry number 1 is due on Monday, the 6th of June. Discussion 1.1.2, your first posting is due on Monday, and then your replies to your classmates are due Tuesday, the following day. And that's a kind of a rhythm that we'll be doing on a regular basis in the course. So your workload will be every day going through the introductory materials to a lesson, doing the course reading, which may take you several good hours of reading to get the course reading done for the day. Usually doing a journal entry, sometimes doing a quiz instead, and then a discussion forum posting, and continuing your discussion forums. We're doing your replies from the discussion forum for the previous day. So that is a very typical kind of a workload that we will have in the class. And this is because it is a 4-week intensive class where you're earning 4 credits of college credit that you would normally be doing in a 14-week semester. So if you've taken a J-term class at PLU or another intensive 4-week class, the schedule here will be very similar. So that's what your lessons are going to be like, and that's how you're going to navigate through and do your work for the lessons. I'll return to the home page now. So the other menu buttons that we have over here are student support. This is some very good information if you're having trouble with our class, or you need some support for our class, or anything at PLU, whether it's technology or with the registrar, or this will give the library. This will give you directions on where to find help at PLU. And you can access, mostly you'll be accessing our discussion forums and our assignments through the lessons themselves, since I have put links there, but you can get into the forums directly here off of this forum link, and this little refresh button, this little breadcrumbs button, will take you back. So here are all the forums for our class up through week 3 of the class and week 4 there. I want to call your attention to this is another good way that we can communicate in the class. If you have a general question or comment about the course, so if you've got some kind of a question about our course schedule or activities, or something, you've got some kind of question or comment about Sakai, you can email me directly, but if you post, and I will respond to you, but if you post a question or a comment here, then I can respond to it and share it with the entire class, which is kind of a nice thing to be able to do. But otherwise, you can see the week 1 discussions are here. And you'll see here's again discussion 1.1.2 on Locke. There's discussion 1.1.3 here, and etc. And you can see on all of the forums, I've got groups for you. Your group set up, groups A through D. Okay, the assignments are also over here on the left-hand side, the main menu. So here's a list of the assignments through week 3. Reading journal entries 1 through 9, and your first longer paper, which we'll be doing at the end of week 2, are here on the assignments tool. Tests and quizzes. The quizzes that I'm going to have you do, there's only 3 for the class, and they're relatively short. They have not been posted here yet, but they will by the time that you need to do them. And again, you can access them through the lessons pages as well. The gradebook is here. The gradebook will allow you to look and see how you're doing when your grades are posted by me from all the different discussion forums and the quizzes and the reading journals. Your grades will come here on the gradebook, and you'll be able to see how you're doing. Then there's an email tool down here that you can use as well if you want to email somebody in the class or the entire class. If you click on the student link here, you can email people, which you may need and want to email, for instance, people in your discussion group. So those are the general tools on the Sakai page that you'll be using on a regular basis. And there's a very important one down here at the bottom I want to show you. That's the help button. This is help for Sakai. So if you click on it and then click on the student guide, there's a list of different things in Sakai. So if you're having trouble with anything in Sakai, this is the first place to go, right? So for instance, if we go to forums and you click here and you want some help on how to post on a forum, so here's how do I post to a forum. There's instructions, and on many of these there are instructional videos. So you could click on this video and a nice video would come up from the good folks in our computing and technology office at PLU.
My name is Jenna Stieber, and I work in the Instructional Technologies Department.
There she is. And that will walk you through the different steps in posting online. And there are, as I said, there's a help menu for all the different parts of Sakai. So that's a very helpful part of our main menu to be aware of, that help button. Okay, I want to return to our syllabus now. And go again, it's very, actually I'll go back to the Getting Started lesson. On the Getting Started lesson, I've given you a kind of a table of contents of all the things that are in the syllabus. And you need to read through the syllabus and make sure you understand this information. So what does the syllabus has? It's got information about me as an instructor, how to contact me, including that link to the chat appointments, email, the required books for the class, information on our course topic and theme, our course learning objectives, the course information on the course requirements and workload. I just told you a little bit about what the daily workload would be like. Technology requirements, which are really pretty basic. You need a computer or a device that will allow you to use the Sakai page and to watch YouTube type videos and to use Google Docs and a kind of a word processing program. Information on the grades, how I'll do the grading for the class, expectations and evaluation criteria for the reading journal entries and for the group discussion forums. Those are very important things, and I'll show you those in a minute. Since that's regular work that you'll be doing on pretty much of a daily basis for our class, you certainly want to know what my expectations are and what I'll be looking for when I grade those. There's information on netiquette. I've put that several places on the Sakai page, but you can access it there through the syllabus as well. There's information on important PLU policies, including the academic integrity policy, which has to do with avoiding plagiarism when you're writing papers for our course or doing your reading journal entries for our course, and civil conduct as well. And then our course units and schedule. So I will just show you a few of those in the syllabus, but this will help you on the lessons page remember what's in the syllabus, and then you need to go back into that syllabus as needed. So in the syllabus itself, I'm just going to go over with you a couple of the main areas. The email is by far the best way to communicate with me or to set up a Google Chat appointment, but we can also talk by telephone or meet in person if you happen to be in Tacoma. I've got information on that. The four required books that you need to purchase for the class. The first one that you will need is Benjamin Franklin's autobiography, but otherwise I have made all of the readings available online through the Sakai page. Here's an introduction to our course and the course theme. I want to talk a bit here about the course learning objectives. There are learning objectives that are included with each lesson, learning objectives that are about the particular course content. So if it's the week one that's dealing with colonial American literature, we'll have objectives about what I hope that you will learn when you're reading Thomas Jefferson or Benjamin Franklin or Phyllis Wheatley. But throughout the class, there are certain basic learning objectives that we'll be working on that have to do with the methods and the skills of literary study. So being able to read complex texts actively, being able to appreciate literary form, being able to understand a text in its historical context and then to react to that text or evaluate it from our historical moment, learning how to make interpretive claims and ask interpretive questions that are tied to specific passages in a literary text, participating actively in our discussion forums, and then practicing writing as a process of motivated inquiry so that when you're writing a paper, you're really learning how to develop and explore a theme that is of interest to you. So those skills are not listed, those learning objectives and skills are not listed in every lesson, but they are things that I will be looking for throughout the course, and they're listed here in the syllabus. Technology requirements are here. Again, I told you that they're pretty basic. The academic course requirements, that you successfully complete all the assignments, and then daily preparation and participation. And this talks about the workload for the class that I've already taken you through. Course grades for the course. The discussion forums will be 25% of your course grade. The reading and discussion journals, 30%. Quizzes, 5%. And the 2 longer essays, 20% each, for a total of 40%. These are 2 sections I want to make sure that you read carefully. Here's a section that talks about expectations and grading criteria for the reading journal entries, the things that I'll be looking for. So please read this over carefully. And I've got listed here 1 through 5, the things that I will expect you to be trying to do in every reading journal entry. There's a reminder here about academic integrity and plagiarism, right? The short version is that if you consult any outside sources, which you are not required to do in a 200 level class like this, and I do not recommend that you do, but if you take any ideas, even if you don't quote them directly, even if you only paraphrase them, you have to cite that source and what ideas you took from it. And there's information on, included in the paper assignment for your first paper about using MLA style and how to summarize and paraphrase appropriately using quotation, and then how to quote as well. And then the second section of the syllabus I want to make sure that you go to and read is about the expectations and grading criteria for the discussion forums. And again, I've given you some specifics here, the criteria that I'll be looking for and things I would like you to work on. There's information here on netiquette. This is just a less colorful version of the information that is included elsewhere. Information on PLU's academic integrity and civil conduct policies. There's some information here on support services over the summer that the university makes available. And then last of all, and this is something I think will be helpful for you, in addition to the fact that at the bottom of every lesson page I give you the assignments and what the due dates are for that particular lesson. Here I've given you week by week what the schedule is. So here's Monday, day 1 of our class. You'll be doing the Getting Started lesson and then moving on to lesson 1.1 on classic liberal individualism. So you need to read through the syllabus and read through the course learning objectives, and there is a discussion forum, a get to know you discussion forum that you'll be posting for the Getting Started lesson, and then you'll move on to lesson 1.1. You'll read John Locke from his second treatise of civil government, and you'll do your reading journal entry number 1, your discussion post, your first post on discussion 1.1.2, and that's all what is due on Monday. So here's week 1. There are similar schedules for week 2, for week 3, and week 4 up through the end of the class. So you may want to print these out and have them with you as you're working through the class, just to make sure that you are keeping on top of all your assignments and work for the class. So that is an introduction to our course, the course structure, and the Sakai page. If you have any questions or issues that arise, please contact me and let me know. Also, as I said, make use of this help button down here, and I included in the syllabus as well how you can contact the good folks in the library and our information and technology services there, who can give you support on Sakai as well, and probably better and smarter than I can. So again, welcome to the class, and I can't wait to get to know you and to work with you over the course of this term. Thanks.